Oh, I hope you got a cream puff. Some of you have cream puffs today. You're lucky. Grab a cream puff if you haven't had one yet. Hey guys, it's Doug from CrissCross. Today I have to come to you from video. I'm live in another location, but I'm here at my ranch and I shot this video for you guys just to kick us all off as we start these weekly meetings with you guys at each of our schools. In 2003, there was this young fella named Aaron Ralston. Aaron was a climber down in the areas of New Mexico, past this little town called Moab. And he had gone out by himself, didn't contact anybody, and just kind of left his truck for a hike. Got down into these deep canyons, they call them slot canyons, and he was doing some rock climbing, some bouldering and stuff like that. And he had grabbed onto a boulder that, as he pulled his weight onto it, it rolled over, it tumbled down the canyon with him, and it pinned his arm right at the wrist. Pinned him there. He was stuck. 127 hours. You might have seen the movie. It's called 127 Hours with James Franco. And it's the story of these hours as he kind of videotaped himself on his camera. And he said in 2011, when he was doing his tour speaking about his experience, he was talking about the only thing that was really keeping him going was his connection to his family and friends. He realized that we have a deep desire for love, for freedom, and for connection. In 2010, some of you guys might remember, what would that put you guys, some of you at? This is 2015, 5 years ago, so like in grade 6, grade 5. It was a massive earthquake that hit the little country of Haiti, and it was devastating. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed, and many, many, many thousands missing. And the great company that we know as Google set up something they called Google Person Finder. It's a simple page with 2 buttons. I'm looking for, or I have found. And you could enter the names of people that you knew where they were or you were looking for. Within the 48 hours after that page was deployed, they received 600,000 connections, people looking for or people who had found somebody else. And they were beginning to bring families and friends back together. In those 48 hours, that page got 36 million hits. And it led Google to create a Google crisis response team that now has teams of computer engineers right across the globe that are available 24/7 for natural and man-made disasters that happen, so they can get people connected again after these disasters. How about this one? Take this sleepy little Spanish town. It's a town in Spain called Jun. Jun, spelled Jun. And this town's mayor, his name is Jose. He had this vision. There's only 3,600 people in this town. So this town's mayor, Jose, had this vision that he would connect people with their civil government through Twitter. 3,600 people, and since 2011 he's been trying to get them all on Twitter so that they can begin to interface with their government. So, real simple version of this, you can find this on their Twitter feed. Real simple version. Citizen X sees a burned out streetlight, tweets to the mayor of Jun, Mayor Jose, tweets to them, burned out streetlight at this address. Tags this hashtag, Jun gets moving. That is then relayed to the town's electrician by Twitter. The mayor tags the electrician. And then the next day, the mayor says, have this done within 48 hours, whatever. And the electrician then, the next day, tweets a picture of the streetlight working again, tags the mayor, tags Citizen X, and everything's back up and running. So now poor Mayor Jose not only has his 3,600 townspeople on his Twitter following, but he's got 360,000 people from around the globe who've been attracted by bloggers and press, reporters who've done an article on this story, and they want to know more about how he's doing this. They want to be connected and connect others the way that he is. But we have this deep drive and this deep desire, this intrinsic desire to be connected to each other. Okay, I want you to try this little game. Take out your phones, take them out and just go to Google, however you do it. Hit Google, google.com.ca, doesn't matter. Type in your favorite actor's or actress's name. So take like Ronda Rousey, okay? She's a UFC star and she's now an actress. Starred in Furious 7 with The Rock and Vin Diesel and that kind of thing. So Ronda Rousey, and then after that type in bacon number, okay? This is something that Google put together after a game surfaced with the actor Kevin Bacon. You might have heard of this, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon has done movies back into the 80s. He's done a lot of flicks, not a lot of popular ones, a couple of big hits. These three college guys are sitting around and they're watching a couple of movies back to back, and they happen to be Kevin Bacon movies. And so these guys are like, well, how many movies has Kevin Bacon been in? And then they started theorizing, maybe Kevin Bacon is like connected to every actor or actress in Hollywood by within 6 degrees of separation. And so the game began, how do you connect Kevin Bacon to all of these actors and actresses? Google picked up on this, and you just saw it on your phones. Enter your favorite actor, Harrison Ford, Bacon number, and it'll tell you how far apart Harrison Ford is in movies to Kevin Bacon. So this comes from a theory that was proposed way back in the 1920s called the theory of the 6 degrees of separation. So between me and any other given person on the planet, there exists only 6 degrees, 6 people in between us who could make, until we make that personal introduction. So for example, I'm connected either by 0 or 1 degree to you guys. So either you and I have met in person, or your teacher or your principal could introduce me to you. That would be 1 degree of separation. If you and I know each other directly and we've met each other, that's 0 degrees of separation. So for example, my brother, I'm 2 degrees connected to George Clooney. My brother works in movies in Vancouver. He worked on the movie Tomorrowland that was released back in the spring. That was director Brad Bird. My brother could introduce me to Brad Bird, who could then introduce me to George Clooney. So I'm 2 degrees of separation removed from George Clooney. Now don't expect me to have George Clooney showing up at our next assembly. The fact that we've developed these social networks now in this age of connectivity just goes to show how deep our need for connection runs. And the fact that they've grown so much, they're so popular, and we spend so much time on them really demonstrates just how deep that need to connect goes. Even the idea that there's this theory of 6 degrees of separation, that between me and any one of the 7+ billion other people on the planet, we're only disconnected by 6 other people. It's an amazing thing that we've spent time thinking about this and devising these ways to stay connected to each other. Here's where we can maybe stray a little bit. We start to substitute relationship with a lot of connections. I got 1,400 people on my Facebook. I got relationship with 30 or 40 of them. Real, meaningful, life-giving, life-exchanging relationships. Out of 1,400 people, 1,400 connections. Connections are similarities. Relationships are stories. Connections are typically pretty shallow, and relationships dive deep. Connections share text messages and status updates. Relationships share time and stories. And connections really are they're just a link. Relationships are life. It's an amazing time that we live in. This ability to connect, we're going to be known for. This era is going to be known as the era that we connected the world, people to people, right across the globe. I mean, we had the era of the world wars. We had the era of the peace era, the hippies. We had the era of the 80s, which was like epic Saturday morning cartoons and sweet cereal and hair bands. We had the era of the 90s, which was our tech era. That's when things just exploded. And now we've connected everybody to everybody else. And we can do so much good with it. But the danger is that we just lose relationship in place of connections. It's been really cool to be with you guys, even if it's just been through a connection virtually with you. I don't want just connection, I want a relationship with you guys, so I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time I come around. In the meantime, I got a few questions for you. I'm just going to put them up on the screen, and you can hit pause and then just share those in a couple of small groups of 4 or 5 people. Grab another cream puff if there's still a few left. Make sure that those are gone, because I don't want them. I don't need them. Until next time, enjoy your cream puffs, and I'll see you guys around the schools.